So hi, welcome to the Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with,
Will from Lorna Shore.
and we're going to ask him some
Woo!
questions today. I'm going to start. So you are the new vocalist of the band. How'd that opportunity come about?
I've known the dudes for a little while, like ever since I used to be in Awake in Providence. So that was like 4 or 5 years ago. And we went on a little weekender actually with Lorna and In Depths and Tides when he was still between In Depths and Tides and Shadow of Intent. And I knew them. And I guess we hung out here and there.
Mhm.
And then Austin and I we the drummer, he's our boy. We've hung out. We've known each other for so long. And I remember when the whole thing happened with the CJ, everybody was posting things online like, oh, like what's going to happen. And then one day Austin hit me up and was like, dude, why don't you just send us just try screaming over this song. And I was like, all right, whatever. And I did. And then he was like, all right, cool. Do you want to come on this tour? And I was like,
Sure.
I was like, yes,
Please.
come on this tour. So yeah,
Okay.
now here I am. So
Hell yeah.
Great.
See it.
it's pretty okay.
Awesome.
I think it worked out in the end.
I think so
Definitely.
too, I would argue.
Yeah. hmm So congratulations on your upcoming EP and I Return to Nothingness. How
Thank
do you feel
you.
the response to the announcement so far? Of course, yeah.
Honestly, it's like a little bit like shocking because I always thought like to myself, we've had these songs for a little while, so just like I've listened to them so many times, I'm like, these songs are good. I'm like, I hope people still like them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I've listened to it so many times. I'm like, and then when it came out in the end, I was like, wow, like people really liked it, and at the end of the day, that's all that we could have like hoped and wished for. So, I mean, I'm both humbled and excited, and I don't know, there's a whole bunch of emotions going on. It's great. I think they're good emotions.
Hell yeah.
So,
That's good.
I saw people absolutely drooling over the most recent single online, and that's what made me check you guys out, and literal goosebumps when I listened to it. It's so fucking
Yeah.
good.
He couldn't stop talking about it.
yay! I love that.
So speaking,
I love that people were able to jam it, and not just jam it, but just like really like vibe with it. And
Yeah.
so
Definitely.
thank you guys for listening to it
of course.
and all that stuff. I'm glad you liked it.
So speaking of that most recent single, what made you guys choose it as the lead single?
It was just absolutely the heaviest. We were like, this song is so sick. And like, if everybody in their mind when they think about Lorna, or at least not everybody, but like a lot of people, like especially the heavier listeners, like they want to hear something like, especially from Lorna, they're like, oh, we want to hear something a little like insane, just to like set it off. Otherwise they might get like disappointed or something. So at the end of the day, I thought it was the best. And I'm not the best, they're all great, but I thought it was really good. So
Yeah.
I was like, this is a really good one, and we should definitely put it out there for just to start it out on a good note. And that's pretty much how it turned out. Like, I think one of the last songs on the album is honestly my favorite. So we'll see. I don't know.
All right. Is there any meaning behind the EP name or cover art?
So the art was so the whole idea around this EP in general is like the idea of death and then afterlife and then rebirth kind of thing.
Mhm.
And so we have 3 songs to illustrate, each kind of moment, I guess. And the idea of "And I Return to Nothingness" is like the idea of just like death. And because I don't know how everybody had went through COVID in their own way.
Yep.
Death was a big theme, unfortunately, for this past year and a half. And at the end of the day, hey, don't do it. Sorry, hold on.
Who were you talking to?
I have a bad creature I have a cat in my room right now. She just okay, there it is. Hold on one second.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we see?
You want to see my cat?
Yeah.
Yes. We love
Come
pets
over
here.
Oh, come on, no, don't be scared. You're okay. Come over here. You're not in trouble. Look.
Oh my god! It has like
This is
the
my
little
dad.
mitten and boots. Oh my god!
He's like, oh, I don't want to hang out. I don't want to.
Oh.
Camera shy.
He's camera shy. It's fine. And he kind of, where was I even? Freaking,
On the cover art somewhere.
Yeah, you were on the cover.
So the idea was just like, we wanted to encapsulate this idea of life, death, and, post-death. And the art came as almost like, it almost looked like a Reaper kind of thing. And we were like, this is really cool. And it's almost like a ghost. And I felt like it looked real. First of all, that it looked insanely sick, and Kaylin's super sick at that kind of stuff. And then I don't know, I also felt like it really, I don't know, we went through a lot of different art ideas, and then that one, when we saw it, we were like, this is the one. And and I Return To Nothingness, just like, it's that reference to like death and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, it's very cool. So can you tell me a little about your writing process for the CP? Absolutely.
A lot of it is like as far as like when we came up with the ideas for it, or like, well, I came up with like 4 or 5 different ideas. I'm not gonna lie. When we came into the studio, it's another one of those things where you're like a new vocalist going in, and you're like, oh my god, what do these people want to hear? Like, I'm just gonna write all these different ideas. But then there was one idea that was like I said, it really stuck to me the most. Right when we went on that tour, the original tour in Europe, my uncle had passed away, and it as upsetting as it was, it gave me this inspiration to write this stuff. So I really felt like, I was like, this is what comes from the heart. This feels the realest. So it came out like very fluidly, and I feel like when we made it into the studio, we were able to put it together exactly how I pictured it. So ode to Uncle Ray, my man.
So I guess you fit into like their writing equation like pretty fluidly.
I think so. I mean, just because of like how my previous experience was with like other bands, like we were always kind of similar, in our own way. I love that blackened death metal or deathcore, whatever people want to call it nowadays. Like, I love that. So
that's good. Match made in heaven.
Literally, yeah, pretty much.
So can you tell us your favorite lyric off this EP and the meaning behind it?
Let's see. I can say one that I was just telling somebody the other day was, God, what was it off the top of my head? It was Into the Hellfire.
Okay.
Oh my god, I lost it. It's right before one of the. You know what? Let's maybe I can't even think of what it is off the top of my head. I'm not even gonna lie. It's Swallowed. It's right before Swallowed by the Womb of Death. It's I'm on the spot, so it's hard to think about it right now.
It's all good.
Take your time. This isn't one of our timed questions, so you're all good.
Okay, great. Anyway, it was right in the chorus, and it was basically the idea. I thought that it encapsulated just like really the idea of just dying. You know what I mean? And it's like, and damn, I really can't even think of what it is right now. I'm not gonna lie. Swallow. It's right in the chorus. You know what? Now I gotta look it up. I'm not even gonna look. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Yeah. I wish I knew the vocals. I'm just like, wow, this shit bangs, and that's about it.
You know what? I love that. Yeah, it's a really hard song. I'm not gonna lie, because even like vocally, like I was like, this is absolutely just insane. But actually, you know what? That's not even one of my favorites. Like we have.
Wait.
I know I'm jumping around like crazy. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? I can't even like. It's a song that we haven't put out yet. But the idea, I'll give it to you real quick. It's like bursting into flames, burning in disdain, ash to ash, dust to dust. And it's the idea that like we're gonna die, and at the end of the day, it's gonna end, and it is what it is, and there may not be any meaning behind it, but it happens, and it's things will continue, and things may be reborn again. I'm not much of a religious person, but I'm also not the kind of person where I would be like, I don't know. I don't know enough. I don't think we do as people. So
for sure.
That was definitely it.
Okay.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah.
There's the long answer right there for you, baby. You were like, what is it? What is that lyric
on.
you're thinking of? And I was like, you know what, man? Rewind. This is it right here. This chorus is the chorus. So yeah,
There we go.
there it is.
So what song off the EP took the longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
So, well, I mean, this one is my favorite. This is the last one
Mhm.
on the EP.
Is
was
the track
also
list
kind of
out, or are you not allowed to name drop?
I don't know if I can name drop, but I'll tell you it is, since it's And I Return To Nothingness. It's the title track of the whole EP,
Okay.
which,
Okay.
you know how every band usually has got that one title track. It's like, ooh, this is the
Ooh.
one. Well, that one for me was the best, like the more personal. And, you know, it was harder to write, but at the same time, again, it felt so natural. You know, I think the
Mhm.
hardest part was just trying not to let people down. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, I just want to put out good music.
Yeah.
Mhm. Wait, so is the reason why you made it the title track, was it like kind of like crowning the song as like your favorite, like this is the one? Is that why you gave it that honor?
Yeah, I also feel like it helped embody the full EP as a whole.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It was like the summation of all of
Yeah.
them. And like I feel like more lyrically, when it comes out and like people read it, they'll be like, okay, you know, this is a heavy song, but there's also like another thought process behind the whole thing. It's not just death, death, death.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like what everybody I feel like was looking for when it comes to this genre of music.
Mhm.
I like can't believe how much thought and like backstory went into just like 3 songs.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it was very anxiety ridden. There's just so much. I was thinking about it too much. Like, you know, if you have like something, you're like, oh my god, this is a good idea. Oh nope, delete it, bad idea. And it's just like, oh no. But you know, once you get in that good headspace, it's
Smooth
just-
sailing.
exactly. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think it's the same thing with anything that people do when people are painting or whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah.
And what track off this EP took the longest to write?
Oh, that was the last one.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
Oh,
that was
okay.
Nothingness. Yeah.
Okay, solid.
I think it's just also the best at the end of the day. I think that's why it's my favorite. It was so like so much thought and just like, how can we make this come out like how it really, you know, speaks to me and everybody
Mhm.
else.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I feel like when we finished it, we were like, you know what, this is it.
Yeah. That must have been so satisfying to finally just finish. You know?
Oh my god, dude. I was like, what is going on? Like, I have all these thoughts in my head coming in with, and then by the time it was done, I was like, finally I can calm down. Like,
Exactly, yeah.
I don't have to be thinking about anything. But now I'm thinking about what we're doing next. So now it's just coming back to me again. I'm like, oh my god,
It's a never-ending cycle.
it doesn't end, literally.
So you kind of went into it a little bit before, but if you want, you could go a bit more in depth. Can you tell us where your headspace was at while you were creating this EP?
So I was in a little bit of like a darker place because like I said, my uncle passed away right literally as I was on the plane flying into Berlin for the first show.
God, I'm sorry about that. My condolences.
It's fine. It was he was an amazing person, and he was a fantastic inspiration to like just do what you like, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? He's like, just do it, fuck it.
Yeah.
And he's always in that fuck it mentality, and he helped me, and like him just, I don't know, the whole it was a dark place, you know. And then coming back home to it, it was one of those things where like I could stop thinking about it, and then I was like, you know what, the best thing that I should do is write about it. You know, like if you're feeling something, then you should write something. And that's where I just started writing. And like I said, I came up with a billion ideas, but this was the one that I was like, this one feels the most personal to me. So I feel the best about it, you know. And then I think the other dudes also felt that way. And so yeah, that's how we did.
All right. So how do you recommend that your fans listen to this EP for the first time? Do you want them to do it in the dark with headphones on, in the car, with friends?
Oh my God. You got to listen to it in the car at a friggin' 112 where it's so loud that you can't even tell what the hell is going on. That's how I do it. You know,
Uh-huh.
I feel like it's the only way to get real immersed in the whole music. You know what I mean? You can't listen to metal quiet. You know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know.
All
I'm
right.
crazy like that, so that's what I do.
Gotta destroy the hearing.
Exactly.
Pretty
yeah.
much, it's like, hey man, oh, you got a new song, dude? Come into the car.
Let's crank it.
Yep.
Go.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
All right.
Great. That's how I recommend it for you guys. I mean, you've already listened to it, but when the EP comes out,
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go put that stream on in my car while I'm driving today, and I'm gonna
That's what I'm
crank
saying.
it so loud
Oh
the
my
people a
God.
mile behind me are gonna hear it.
Mm-hmm.
yes,
That's the goal.
do it, do it.
So what is your favorite memory that you made while you were creating this record?
Being in the studio, it was so sick. Being with our producer dude's name was Josh Schroeder, and he is honestly just amazing. He's the funniest dude, and he has really cool arcade games inside of his studio. So you already know, when I wasn't doing anything,
Mm-hmm.
I was making the high score if I had, against
As
my
you
will,
should.
obviously.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So there's a lot of that, and just we also had Thanksgiving with him, so that was really
Oh,
sick.
that's fun.
Aw.
Oh
good.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. We got real homie right there. You're like, oh, thank you for letting us stay and making all of this amazing food. That was the best part right there. Just those real moments. And I was like, all of this is going to add up, and I hope this is gonna come out great.
Yeah.
And it did.
So
Good.
it did. I think maybe.
It did.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this EP for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less.
Life, death, rebirth. Boom.
All right.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Oh, there goes the phone.
he fell.
And then my phone fell. That's how you know.
That's how you know
That's
it's
how you
good.
know it was
It's
legit.
fine.
Yeah. So while listening to this EP, what band or artist influences pop out the most to you?
Well, I'm gonna say, for me as a vocalist in general, I have like 2 or 3. Like, first of all, Dickie Allen is like one of the biggest influences to me.
Mhm.
And like as a vocalist, like always, like, and growing, I always try listening to like the hardest vocalists like ever, period. I was like, these people are hard as hell because they do things that are crazy. Like Ben Dewar, he's able to do things for like, do crazy vocals for a very long time, which is kind of crazy because people usually, you can do crazy vocals for like a little bit and you get kind of tired, but he's just able to just pull it off. So like him, Dickie Allen, like huge influences of mine. Like, I don't know. I feel like if you strive for the harder people, I'll be better or something like that,
Mhm.
So as far as like vocally, I think those are my biggest influences. Do you mean like the album like in general, or like the EP rather?
I mean, vocal wise is fine as well, but if you want to do just like album wise, that's cool.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Maybe album wise,
Mhm.
I don't know. We just have like a really super darkened style to it. I honestly can't even think of some other specific genre or a specific band. I feel like if that would be an Adam and an Andrew question. Those guys listen to the darkest, like death metaliest shit, and I'm
Jesus,
like,
yeah.
oh, this is too dark for me. But they
Oh,
make it
for you.
digestible for me.
Oh,
But they
okay.
make it digestible, and I'm like, okay, now I can jam it. This is sick.
All right.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, definitely that black and death metal style.
Oh.
We're falling. We just keep falling.
So,
good.
since you guys are all kind of like death metal fans, is that what plays in the tour bus, or do you guys like listen to country or some shit?
Oh god.
Oh, dude. We listen to some of the stupidest stuff. It is not, it's like rap, but I don't listen to rap, period.
Okay.
I mean, I listen to some rap. I'm not going to say I don't listen to rap. I like
Mhm.
rap, but I'm not like one of those people where I could just pull out all these rap names out
Yeah.
of my, like, oh, you know this guy? I'm like, I don't know.
No, I don't
If I
know.
heard him,
Okay.
I'd be like, oh yeah, I've heard that guy. He's good.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But like Austin, when he has the aux,
Mhm.
I don't even know where he finds some of this music. I'm like, where do you go? How deep are you into YouTube where you are able to find these songs that I've never heard of? Like, I don't even know. Some rap, some not rap.
Okay.
Very random. Being in the van with Austin is just like an experience. Like, I can't even describe it to anybody unless you do him and you're like, okay.
I get it.
All right.
But I'll
Yeah.
tell you, it's not metal all the time.
And
Okay.
it's not country.
It's not country, but I wouldn't
Okay.
mind if it was. I'm not gonna lie. I got some country people. You know, I listen to sometimes.
All right. Eclectic taste.
Exactly.
You know, when I'm
exactly.
feeling crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So speaking of tour, picture this: you're on tour. You're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
Snack of choice. Okay, Utz red hot spicy chips.
Okay.
Okay.
Dead. Like that's it right there. I'm telling you, if you know what I'm talking about, it's the purple bag with the white, and it's got flames on it, and it is so hot. But if you can manage to eat the entire bag in one sitting,
Oh God.
it'll be like enlightenment. You'll be like, wow, this is fucking amazing. Now I'm burning, but
yeah.
you know.
Don't you have to
but
pay
that-
the price for that and then also sing that evening?
Yeah.
You know, that's okay. I didn't think about that. I'm not gonna lie. This is just like if I'm on the road kind of thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then let's rewind. Let's say
Okay.
Starburst.
Okay.
That's the
Mhm.
number 2 because come on.
Yeah.
But it
You
has
have
to be the red and pink
There you go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
one. You know exactly what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Because if you eat the yellow and the orange, come on.
God.
What's
There-
going on?
What's
So-
up with that?
Show day,
No.
we got Starburst. Off day, it's the hottest shit you can find in the convenience store.
100%. Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
Yep. Specifically Utz though. It's the fire. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One day you guys are gonna think back. You're gonna be in a gas station. You guys. You're gonna be like, "What are these chips?" And it's gonna click, and you're gonna be like, "Will said, I'm gonna try these one day, just once."
Just
and then
one.
you're gonna remember. You're gonna be like, "This is it."
That's it.
These are the
This is
chips.
euphoria.
Or maybe you'll hate them, and then if you hate them, just tell me, and I'll be like, "Damn, these things suck." But I like them, so
Sure. I'll look for him now. And
look
I'll,
for them. Keep an
yeah.
eye out. You're gonna see it now.
Okay. All right. I'll definitely tell you if I find him and what
Yeah.
I think of
Tell
him.
All right.
Mhm. So we know that the CP isn't even out yet, but are you guys working on anything new that you can tell us about?
Not just yet. We have a couple of things in the works, but it's still in the works. So nothing that we can officially say just yet.
Uh-huh.
But I know there's going to be a bunch of tours coming up, so that's very exciting.
That's very
We
exciting.
got to make sure we get these songs out to people. So, especially since shows are coming back now, you
Mhm.
know, it's that. You know, that's what we're working on. So-
All right.
Okay. Fair.
Uh-oh, where'd the camera go?
Oh, sorry,
There
low
it
power
is.
mode. We're good though. We're
It's all
good.
good.
So where do you see the band in the next 5 years?
Ooh, I want to say hopefully playing like big stages or something and still together, which would be great. You know, a lot
That'd
of
be good.
bands seem to be dropping out all over the place nowadays with venues, and I don't know if it's because it's a metal thing or a show thing or a COVID thing, you know. But hopefully still together, you know, putting out even more music, more albums, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that I could hope for at the end of the day.
Hell yeah. Very wholesome.
Mm-hmm. So for the last couple questions, we're actually going to shift away from music, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, let's do it. I love
So-
this.
So we're going to go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
GN Famous Foods and their raspberry tea.
Ooh.
Not even, see, I didn't even have to think about that one. Like,
Yeah.
if GN Famous Foods in New York City is the best noodle spot in the whole world, I
Mhm.
don't care what anybody says. Like, I every day, like, there's sometimes, so I work in the city all the
Mhm.
time. I live in
Mhm.
Jersey, but I work in the city. So I'll go into the city all the time. And every day I hit up the same noodle spot, and it is so good. I don't know what's wrong with me, but when I'm dying on death row, that's gonna be my meal of choice.
Okay. All right.
That's good.
You
Sounds
never
delicious.
get sick of eating the same thing every day?
I love noodles, dude. Noodles are fire.
Okay.
Get
Yeah.
some. They're spicy noodles. It's literally Chinese noodles. They're like in this spicy sauce and like cumin and like beef.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I'm done. And okay, I digress. Yeah, that's it.
All right. You
I'm about to
could've
go
went
off
on.
right now. I'm about to go like, oh,
I'll go right into the city and try them.
Mhm.
literally
So if you could live in one fiction world for a week, where would you live?
a fiction world.
Yes.
Oh, probably Skyrim or something, or maybe like no, yeah, it'd probably be Skyrim. Skyrim is so sick.
What,
I've been playing a lot of Skyrim.
as you should, dude. Me too. Yeah. Yeah.
So you already know it's like
Of course.
COVID hit. I'm home a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like either Skyrim or like World of Warcraft, which is horrible, but whatever. I'm a role playing game freaking loser at heart, so I don't care.
Exactly. It's all good. So I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has actually said it is the most important question.
Oh God.
What is your favorite color?
Red.
Do you have a favorite shade of red?
Oh, brick red.
Ooh.
100%. I know that's a weird one, but brick red.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of smacks though.
I'm gonna say if we can go with like color combo, I would say like red, yellow, orange.
Mhm.
Ooh, okay.
Fire.
Yeah.
So good. It's so good. So as Glory said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
I'd love to give a shout out to my boy Eric DiCarlo, fantastic videographer. He's the one who shot To the Hellfire, and he's amazing. And he's also the guy who did my first vocal cover ever, which got me in Awaken Providence, which got me pretty much here in a long run. So shout out to Eric freaking DiCarlo. Shout out to Euclid, my last death metal band, because they're also amazing people. Monument of a Memory, and you guys for having me on the show. So thank you guys.
Of course.
Thank you for sitting down with us. This has been Will from Lorna Shore, and we're the Good Noise podcast.